All right, good morning, LinkedIn and YouTube, and wherever you might be watching this wonderful Monday morning connection to the world. Welcome to Talk About TV, where we talk about all things experiential outdoor hospitality. I'm your host, Michelle Oliver, and every Monday we come to you with one thing about experiential outdoor hospitality. And today's one thing is love what you buy. Don't just buy what you love. And I'm here with Randy Hendrickson. Randy, it sounds like it's all about perspective, this title that you chose. I'm
Yeah, why?
excited to talk with you today.
Yeah, why did I choose this one anyway? No, no,
Because people fall in love with things without thinking.
they do, and actually, this will probably be a pretty short installment because it's a fairly simple concept, and you know I love examples, so I got to give you an example.
Of
Um,
course.
that many years ago, I was doing a market comp research on the Oregon coastline. And as I'm driving
Hmm.
through all the competitive sets, I see an RV park, small RV park, with gravel and cactus out front. And I thought, that seems a little interesting. So now I'm curious. So I pull in there and we literally had to wait a couple minutes for somebody to come to the front desk. And when they did, I said, just curious, desert landscape in coastal Oregon. And she said, yeah, it's not really working that well. And I said, I just kind of curious, what led you to that? We just love Sedona. We love the desert. We just
Oh my
absolutely
gosh.
love it. And I'm looking around, and there's whatever those Kachina dolls or whatever it is, or whatever like that. And there's all this kind of
Kachina dolls.
Aztec art, and it literally saguaros in the front yard with this rock garden. And I said,
Oh my
do
gosh.
you hear much about this from other people? She said, a lot of people do ask why we have desert stuff on the Oregon
Oh
coast.
my gosh.
And I was just literally shaking my head. But, you know, if ever there's a case for buying what you love, they outfitted everything in what they loved. It just happened
Right.
to be on the Oregon coast. So, I mean, what's the moral of the story? There's 1,000 different applications of this. And for our purposes, we're talking about the big trifecta, right? The accommodation
Right.
that a resort would buy, the type of FF&E they would have, the design palette they would choose, both inside and outside. What we're advocating, and the whole point of this particular installment is you might fall in love with a theme that you really like, but let's bounce it off of each other because we're not going to be in your shoes and with what you have in front of you with your passions known to us. But if we can help you kind of dispel some of that tendency to buy things that you absolutely love yourself personally, let's kind of apply the voice of reason and say, what are your guests looking for when they come to your park? What is your park's identity? There's a couple things that could happen. One, you may have been planning to spend too much. You may have been trying to put gold-plated faucets in your unit because you really like those, and your market doesn't really suggest that that's the customer you're appealing to. You may also shoot way too low, right? You might theme it to something very generic and plain that doesn't talk about your culture, your property, the area in which your property is located. So you may have to just go up a little bit in what you plan to spend. The whole point of the story being, if you're thinking about what accommodations, what furniture, don't just go with that looks pretty, I want to buy it. Let's talk about it together and find out what the right story is for your property and get you to the appropriate level of spend, ambiance, because the end game is happy people spending money, staying longer.
Right.
There it
Yeah,
is,
it's really about strategy, right? Strategic thinking,
100%.
not just planning according to your preferences.
Right.
And I think we all see this in every type of business, honestly. That's why so many businesses close very quickly. So,
Having
yeah,
having
be
having
strategic.
Yeah, having pretty things is great. Having pretty things that people want to stay in is even better.
That's right. Yeah. And it's a good case for really allowing the experts to come beside you and collaborate with
That's
you
it.
in
That's it.
your vision. And I think so many of these people get really they're overwhelmed they're too busy, and so they make these snap decisions based on their what I love. Well, I love this, so or they do exactly what you said, and they just back up way too much, and they're like, "Good enough is good enough." Well, good enough isn't good enough, and your preference isn't necessarily the power that everybody else is going to prefer as well. So, okay, well, is there anything else you want to share? I would love to talk about this all day, but we've committed to making these very brief. So,
We did. Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is just what you just leaned into just a moment ago, which is collaboration. You don't have to go
yes,
it alone. Let's get a third party eye to look at it with you, and let's be a sounding board for each other. That's how you get to good synthesis and a good action plan. Just balance the tables a little bit. That's what we're here for.
that's right. We're here for you. So reach
Always.
out and we'll have that powerful conversation. Thank you so much, Randy. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, everyone. It's only Monday, and this is the last few days of July,
Yeah.
which is crazy. So we got to crush it. If you guys need any outdoor furniture, give me a call.